Hello, as usual, both pups are ready for their morning walk. It's a short part this morning that we're doing, but we just wanted to have a look at what the wind had caused. Everything that was sitting nicely on the ground is now blowing everywhere. So far, both dogs are so happy. That is Scout saying, "Hurry up, Cosmo! Come on then, come on!" Scout will be fine once we get round this corner. It's not bad barking, it's happy barking. So much more peaceful now. But I can guarantee that there will have been more leaves falling from the trees today or yesterday and the day before than there were on Friday, all because of the wind. These are trees that had fallen in the last wind that had to be cut because they were left the path unsafe. So today, you see the odd branch that's fallen down, small branches. That's actually ended up being cut, that one. Still a little bit muddy underfoot. Although the sun is trying to come out, isn't it? You see the sun trying to peek into our picture. That's it, up here, trying to peek in. The noise you hear in the background, I think, is someone cutting their grass. Look at the lovely trees. Most of them have turned yellow and brown now, because it's getting to the time where the trees that do lose the leaves, which are called deciduous trees, are really going to be losing most of the leaves in the next couple of weeks. But look, just look at that. A little flower has come out since the wind. Can you see it? Isn't that so pretty? It's continued to keep doing its thing. Yep, that's somebody in their garden. Doing some gardening work. Because there's lots of houses that back onto this wood. You might not have known that before. Now we're going down this path. You recognise this bit. We come down here a lot, and that is where the garlic grows. How wonderful is that? And this is the bit of the path that we're coming onto. Is one of the paths we used on our spooky walk video. Do you remember? Oh my goodness, look at all those leaves. There is the barn, which is the Scottish word for stream. This road is the big yellow light or orangey light, spooky road. Doesn't look half as spooky now. Looks very pretty actually, doesn't it, today? Now I think the river might be high because can you see the burn? There's not a bit of movement in that water. So that tells us where the burn comes into the River Tay. The River Tay must be quite full because it's not letting it in. Our spooky walk came along here along this beautiful walk, which looks rather eerie at night. Oh, look, there's my shadow. Hello. Cosmo and Scout taking us on a bit of their walk for us to see. It's really more about the textures and how things change, not just at night time, which was the part of the spooky walk, but in the different seasons. Different seasons have different colours, of different things, or different colours on the same things. Look at that tree, it's now almost completely yellow. There's the one above is brown. Brown is one of the last colours I think that's left. Brown and yellow, I think. I'm sure a scientist could explain that. I do know the green is called chlorophyll, which comes into chloroplast. And once the tree decides, oh, I better lose my leaves, it takes all of that green chloroplast back into its trunk, which leaves the green has then taken away from the leaves and leaves other colours to shine up. This isn't really a science class, it's more just a texture and autumn class. Look at all those gorgeous colours of leaves. I know. Do you remember the road that went to nowhere? Oh, there's me again. Hello. The sun is behind me. And it's still in the morning. So the sun rises in the, can you remember? The sun rises in the east. Yes! Which means if it's behind me, oh, I think it's just going behind a cloud. If it's behind me, I am facing west. Yes! I'm now going to go slightly south. This is the path where we met those ghouls that didn't want to be photographed. Now we know they weren't really ghouls, they were just actors. My family played the part of the ghouls, but it was fun. Cosmo and Scout know this path well, which is very slippy with all these leaves on it. You can see all the different colours and shapes. They are very interesting. Some have been there for a while and some have recently fallen. Oh, look at that bright yellow one. That has just come down in the last day or so. Because that big brown one's been there a while. This bit is still quite green. But there are bits that are turning yellow. Leaves falling isn't a sad thing, it's just nature. The tree cannot afford to get cold in the winter, but it can't put a jacket on, or a jumper, or a woolly hat, no matter how much it tries. So it reduces the amount of area that is exposed to the light and the air, which is the leaves, and it drops them, taking all the goodness out of it before it does. And then it will be having enough stores in its trunk and roots to see it through a cold, cold, snowy winter. Ready for when the sun and the warmth comes back in the spring and it produces new leaves. Because leaves are kind of its food factory. It uses sunlight, it's really magical. uses sunlight to act on the green chloroplast chlorophyll to make something called starch, which we have in our potatoes and bread, that it uses to feed itself, along with its roots getting water from the earth and nutrients, lots of nutrients in the earth too. It's fascinating, isn't it? Now we're going to go back up the slope. Oh, this, where Cosmo is now, is the bit I fell on. Do you remember that, Cosmo? Yes. And this was the big slope that I had to run up from our ghouls. See, in the daytime, it's lovely, isn't it? It just shows you how different nighttime can be, and how you can pretend it's scarier than it is with a little help from your family and friends. Well, we've just done a small circuit this morning for you to see the turning of the seasons and all the lovely colours that autumn also has to offer. Here is Cosmo. Cosmo! Come on. And here we're back to the branch that came off in the windy weekend weather. Yes, I know, Cosmo, it's time to end the video. So we're going to say goodbye. Yes, I know you are. Scout saying goodbye. You coming to say goodbye, Scout? Bye. Goodbye. I hope you enjoyed our texture walk and a little bit of our scary, spooky walk in the daylight. See you next time.